welcome to the world of big letters. I'm excited to kick off this presentation with you today. We'll be exploring the importance of capitalization and how it impacts our writing. In this session, you'll learn some helpful tips and best practices for using capital letters effectively. So let's get started and discover how big letters can make a big difference. Capitalization means using big letters. We use them to show that something is special or important. So, when you see words in all caps, it's a way to grab your attention and emphasize their significance. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is capitalization? It's a simple rule in writing where we make certain letters bigger, specifically the first letter of a word or sentence, to highlight their importance. For example, the word A in the slide is written as A, to show it's a key part of understanding the concept. By using capitalization thoughtfully, we can make our writing clearer and more impactful. And that ties into the overall idea of effective communication, making sure our message stands out when it matters most. We love learning grammar. It's such a vital part of how we communicate clearly and effectively. Just like in the examples here, today is a sunny day, and start with a bang. Grammar helps us put together sentences that make sense and express exactly what we mean. In this slide, I want to emphasize that mastering grammar isn't just about rules. It's about making our language more powerful and precise. By understanding these key points, you'll be able to craft better sentences and truly connect with your audience. Remember, the goal is to make grammar a tool that enhances your message, not something that complicates it. So, let's keep that enthusiasm going as we continue to explore these concepts together. Today, I want to highlight some notable individuals like Dr. Smith and Professor Johnson, who have made significant contributions in their fields. Their professional titles, such as Harry S. Truman and C.S. Lewis, remind us of the importance of recognizing expertise and achievement. When we look at their names and initials, it's a simple yet powerful reminder that people are truly special. Every person has a unique story, a set of experiences that shape who they are. And that's really the core message here. People are special. No matter their titles or how they are known publicly, each individual brings something valuable to the table. So, as we continue, keep in mind that recognizing the uniqueness of people is central to understanding how we can connect, collaborate, and grow together. All right, let's take a look at some iconic landmarks from around the world. First up, we have Disneyland, which is not just a theme park, but a symbol of imagination and childhood wonder. Then there's Big Ben, a famous clock tower in London that represents tradition and history. Moving to Europe, Rome, Italy, is renowned for its ancient ruins and rich cultural heritage, reminding us of the importance of history in shaping our present. Over in the United States, New York City stands as a hub of innovation, diversity, and endless opportunity. So when we talk about where in the world, it's about understanding these key cultural and historical landmarks that define different regions. And remember, Rule 3 emphasizes the importance of exploring these diverse locations to broaden our perspective and deepen our understanding of the world. Connecting all these points helps us appreciate how geography and culture influence each other, which is central to our overall theme of global awareness. Let's take a moment to recognize some of the organizations that can really help us make a difference. The American Medical Association, for example, is a powerful group that supports medical professionals and promotes health initiatives. Then, there's the United Nations, which plays a crucial role in global cooperation and peacekeeping. By joining these kinds of clubs or organizations, we not only gain valuable resources and networks, but also become part of something bigger than ourselves. Remember, Rule 4 emphasizes the importance of actively participating and engaging with these groups to maximize our impact. So, I encourage you all to consider joining the club, because it's through these connections that we can truly make a difference and move closer to our overall goals. Let's take a closer look at some common street abbreviations. When you see CENT, that stands for street, ARD is road, and AVE is avenue. These are the typical parts of an address that help specify locations more precisely. Now, moving on to state abbreviations, you'll often see TX for Texas, FL for Florida, and CA for California. Recognizing these abbreviations is key for understanding and accurately interpreting addresses. Remember, keeping these abbreviations short and simple makes addresses cleaner and easier to read. That's why you'll often see these short forms used in mailing labels, maps, and navigation systems. In summary, knowing the parts of an address and the state abbreviations helps ensure clarity and efficiency in communication, which ties back to our overall theme of effective address management. Now let's look at how some of the most well-known acronyms are formed. These are made from the first letters of words, which helps make complex names easier to remember. For example, NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and FBI is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and GIF, which many of you might know from the internet, stands for Graphics Interchange Format. One key point to remember is that when you write or say these acronyms, you should capitalize every letter. This helps clearly distinguish them as abbreviations and makes them stand out. These are examples of secret codes, shortcuts that convey a lot of meaning in just a few letters. They're a handy tool for communication, especially when dealing with long or complex names. And as a rule of thumb, Rule 6 in our presentation, always remember to capitalize every letter in an acronym. It's a simple but crucial step to ensure clarity and consistency. So, whether you're working with official organizations or just having fun with abbreviations, understanding how these acronyms are formed and used is a key part of effective communication. Now let's look at some titles that are especially important to recognize when we're applying our capitalization rules. On this slide, we see Happy Birthday to You, which is a song title, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, a famous book title. Remember, when we write or say these titles, we need to capitalize the main words to show their importance. It's also helpful to think about why we do this. Capitalizing titles helps our readers or listeners quickly identify that we're talking about a specific work, a proper name, or a title that's special. In this slide, the key idea is that titles of songs, books, and stories should always have their main words capitalized. This rule helps us keep our writing clear and consistent, connecting to our overall theme of proper grammar and effective communication. So, whether it's a beloved song or a favorite book, remember to highlight the main words in the titles to give them the respect they deserve, and to make sure our message is understood clearly. Today, we're focusing on some key dates and times to celebrate throughout the year. When we think about holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving are two major ones that come to mind. They're great opportunities for gathering with loved ones and creating special memories. Moving on to months, January and October stand out because they often mark new beginnings and seasonal changes. January is the start of a fresh year, full of new opportunities, while October brings the fall season, which is perfect for festivities like Halloween. As for days, Monday and Friday are significant because they mark the start and the end of the traditional work week. Fridays, in particular, are often seen as the time to relax and enjoy the upcoming weekend. All these points, holidays, months, and days, are important because they help us plan and recognize moments worth celebrating. Remember, understanding these key dates and times allows us to better connect with others and make the most of each season. So keep these in mind as we continue to explore the ways we can incorporate celebration into our routines. All right, let's take a closer look at this slide. We have 3 sentences here, each with potential errors that we need to identify and correct. The first one says, Dr. Smith is a professor at Harvard University. The key points here are the proper capitalization of titles and names. It should be, Dr. Smith is a professor at Harvard University. Notice how we capitalize the title Doctor and the names Smith and Harvard University. Next, the sentence, we went to Disneyland last summer, has a couple of important issues. Disneyland is a proper noun, so it should be capitalized as Disneyland. Also, the pronoun we is fine, but capitalization matters. so it should be we went to Disneyland last summer. Finally, the third sentence reads, my brother lives in New York City. Again, proper nouns need to be capitalized. It should be my brother lives in New York City. The overall goal here is to pay attention to proper nouns and titles, which are essential for correct grammar and clarity. This exercise highlights the importance of proper capitalization, especially with names and places, which is a common mistake. Remember, catching these small errors can significantly improve the professionalism and accuracy of your writing. Now you know when to use big letters to make your writing shine. Keep practicing and stay colorful. Great job! And remember, being able to emphasize keywords with big letters can really make your message stand out. It's all about knowing when to use this tool to grab your audience's attention. So keep practicing these skills, stay creative, and don't be afraid to add some color to make your work more engaging. Congratulations on completing this part of your learning journey. Pro.